Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to T's Time. TJ, thank you for tuning in. Today it's kind of a continuation where I left off, getting everything situated. It looks a little chaotic, but it's something. It's coming together. But today I'm going to add some water to our storage tanks that I have on the side of the van, and we're going to actually be able to test for leaks, because everything is installed. It's capped off like when I did the shower. All this stuff is installed. All the lines are connected. And behind there, all this stuff, we have, turn a little light on, our water pump is back there, and those lines in the back, they're capped off. That goes to the sink, but we just need to make sure we don't have any leaks, especially inside of the van. We don't want anything to leak. If we have leaks outside, that's bearable, but like inside's a no-go. You don't want moisture inside the van. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna add some water to the storage tanks, and we're gonna see even if those leak from the bottom, because the water is drawn from the bottom of the tank. So that's checking to see if it leaks from there also. But today is just putting water in and turning it on, and crossing our fingers, and hopefully there's no leaks. And if there are leaks, they're easy to fix leaks. So yeah. All right, it looks like we don't have any leaks so far. I don't believe so. The blue you see, it would be where it would leak, but it's not. So let's continue to the inside. All right, so we passed the first test of the bottom, just the gravity of the water pushing down on where the water is sucked in from. Doesn't leak. So right now I'm going to attach the sea level to the connectors and put in 8 gallons. That should be half the tank. So the gauge should read about like 50%, give or take. I think probably supposed to fill it all the way up for like the initial, but like it'll learn itself, it'll figure itself out. But so this is gray tank showing 50%, not gray, but the fresh tank 56, gray 0, black of course is not connected. Our propane is 0, needs to be filled, and our battery. And then that's for the heating pads, and this is for the water pump. So the water pump, I need to put a fuse in up there for that. So let me find a fuse. I think a 10 amp should suffice for right now. And then I'll turn that on, and we'll open up the shower head to get the water to come in, and then like the drain and everything is connected, so it's gonna go into the gray tank. All right, so I put a 15 amp fuse in for the water pump, and a little brighter in here. For the water pump, it's self-priming, so this is the first time I'm turning on the pump. And I hear it going, and to help it out, I need to move that. Yep, got a leak. Yeah, I heard a little leak, so I cut the pump. Let's get make some room. All right, so appears to be leaking. From here, a little drizzle from that's fitting right there, so I'm gonna try to tighten that a little bit. Just need a crescent wrench for it. Yeah, and if that's the only thing leaking, I'm gonna be happy with that. But let me get that tightened a little bit, and then we'll turn it back on. And oops. Okay, cool. And then we also have fittings back in here. Need to check. So only thing that's gonna be tested is the blue. Like unless I open up this, I don't have water into the hot water heater yet. But now that it's connected, get a crescent wrench. All right, so far it looks like it's just leaking from right here on the accumulator tank on both ends. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna unscrew it, disconnect it, take it out, put more Teflon tape on those fittings right there, and put it back on. Everything else seems to be fine. I don't see any other leaks, which is a good thing. And the shower did kick on for like a little bit. I turned it off. I just trying to preserve as much water as possible. But let me get that removed and get that tightened. And I forgot to adjust the accumulator tank before you're supposed to use it. You're supposed to get set the pressure below the pressure of the water pump, so that way it kind of keeps the water from pulsating. But let me get that out, get that stuff adjusted, and yeah. Catching as much water as I can in this paint bucket. Let that do its thing. But yeah, and then I put towels down, also catch some water. I just want to minimize the amount of moisture in here because that all has to dry out, and luckily there's not really like much back there like behind the wall, so it can dry out. But yeah, if I would just let that water go, all that would have been back in there. But let me let that drain, get that off. We're gonna put some more Teflon tape on the accumulator, just stop dripping, and go from there. It looks like everything else should be good, so that's a plus. But yeah, let's get that situated and get that right pressure in the accumulator tank itself. You have to look up the water pump itself to see what pressure it puts out, and then just read the instructions and make sure all that stuff is situated correctly. So yeah. All right, so it appears that the cut-in and cut-out pressure on the pump that I have, it's a 5300 series, is 55 psi. So on the accumulator here, it says to before use, adjust air pressure in tank 3 psi below water pump cut-in pressure. So we need to put this at 52 psi. The max you can put this at is 125. So I'm gonna set it to 52, and that's just like a little valve. I got a bicycle pump right there, and all I'm gonna do is pump it up. All right, so what I did, I put more pressure than I would need, and then I used like a regular tire pressure gauge to get it exact, because whenever I tried to release this valve, it would just let the pressure out. So that's how I got this filled. So that's filled. We're gonna reinstall, and before I even screw it down, we're gonna make sure that it actually it's not leaking. So we're gonna put it in without actually mounting it right now, but cross your fingers. And we have shower. Pump is on. We look good. We got water. We got water. No leaks. That was just from before. But everything is good till like this is where the plumbing for the sink will be. The sink will live like here eventually. But we're even tested right there. So like that's all good. Everything up top is good, and you don't hear like the water pump running anymore, which means the pressure is not low enough for it to come on. So if the pressure was low enough, that would kick on. And you will hear it run, and that could indicate like a leak also. Like I was saying in the previous video, you don't want to just leave your water pump on in case like something does happen, it does get a leak, because if it does, then it'll just like flow inside the cab of your vehicle and just flood it. So it's best to just shut that off when you're not using it. So like it's on right now, it's quiet. You turn the water on, and we got a shower. Yeah. That's real lovely. That's real lovely. So we're good. That's what I wanted to check. We want to make sure it's not leaking inside. Outside it wasn't leaking, just from the plumbing that I had on there. There's not a lot of fittings. I could go crawl out there real quick just to see, just to double check, make sure we don't see anything like dripping. This is a big day. We're moving up in the world. We're painting. We got water. Oh man, we are definitely getting up there. We're making progress. I'm on site at Walmart parking lot, just so I get like water jugs and get stuff filled. Yeah, no leaks on the bottom either. I'm very pleased with that. I thought like with the shark bites, I had some questionable connections that I thought were like, yeah, those are definitely gonna leak, but like nothing's, well, besides the accumulator fittings that were leaking, that's because of the Teflon tape. That's why. But like for the shark bites themselves, they're doing what they're supposed to do, and I am very pleased with that. So yeah. Until next Wednesday, I'm excited. I'm excited to take the first shower in here. That's going to be the real exciting day. I haven't did the water going through the hot water heater. I'm still waiting for propane, but it's not like extremely cold or hot, so like it could be like a normal room temperature shower if need be. But yeah, we're moving up because like that is done. Next to check for leaks for eventually check for leaks for the propane. I need to get that tank filled, so that'll be both for cooking and a hot water heater. So like the plumbing and everything is done. It's just a matter of just making this thing look pretty. As you can see, we're working on it, painting, cabinet doors, all that stuff, countertops, all that greatness. But yeah, we got drains, we got water. I am very pleased with the fact that we have water inside. I can even actually wash my hands if I wanted to. Like, I could turn this on like for a little trickle. And actually wash my hands. So that's amazing. I definitely appreciate that. That is definitely cool. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following. Excuse like the loud noise. I got the AC going, so I'm not in here sweating. But yeah, double check your work before you assume. You don't want to assume. And I can add that for the closing statement. So till next Wednesday, never assume. And if you must assume correctly. Peace, DJ.